Jidenna was brave enough to drink the coffee, the in-house coffee today.
I'm still standing right now.
So if at any point during the interview,
yeah.
something, you hear a clunk, we know what happened. And then he told me, first of all, hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you.
Always good.
You're a brave man. Tastes okay?
Yeah, no, I'm doing well. 5 people passed by and told me, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Go across the street.
And you still did it.
Yeah. That's my MO.
And you said you were not a coffee snob, which
Yeah.
I don't know why I would assume that you were.
I know. I think people assume that I'm like a connoisseur of like
yeah.
a lot of things. There's so many things I don't know. So many restaurants I go to, I don't know what that fancy fufu shishi stuff is.
Really?
Nah, for real. I'm not. I wear a suit. That's about the extent. My room is messy.
That's a lie.
I've never had foie gras and all this fancy stuff. Man, I don't know a lot.
Is that true?
I know it from rappers. Like I know it from rap songs.
Stop it! I don't even believe that.
I'm serious.
I think you're down. I think people probably expect you to be super.
Yeah,
elevated.
no, they do. But I mean,
super refined.
I'm here to clear the air.
You're not as refined as they think you are.
I mean, I enjoy tailoring suits for myself, and I really don't know a lot. Like I'm still learning, man. I'm not like the most cultured guy.
Really?
Like in Nigeria, they have a word for me. They say "your bush." Y'all bushman.
What does that mean?
Meaning like it's kind of like country. The way you use country here, it's like, oh, you country dude, man. He don't know.
Of you?
Yeah.
I don't even know who you are.
Yeah. I mean, I have certain things that, of course, you know, but everybody's ignorant in some area.
Yeah.
And then you're intelligent in another.
Yeah, I thought you do everything. I thought you were the all-knowing Jidenna.
Yeah, sorry. I guess the interview's over.
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah,
it was
thanks.
good talking to you. What is so I saw your BA. So Jidenna has from Stanford University a BA in comparative studies in race and ethnicity. This sounds like you could fix this.
It's actually the real. That's like the department that gave me the major. I made my own major called ritual art. So it's
that
a little.
Doesn't sound like you could fix it.
Yeah. Let me see. I just want to clear everything so that
bring my expectations down a little bit.
I would rather undersell. So fix everything that's going on right now. There's a lot.
Studying that, you have a different type of perspective, I'm sure, than somebody who's never studied like race relations.
Yeah, I think I have a decent understanding of some of the history in the U.S. and the world and where this whole everything came from, white supremacy, like when that happened, like how people started thinking of us as animals and how it all comes back to right now with Donald Trump and his ideas of the blacks and Hispanics.
Blacks and the Hispanics. Yeah. Why is it so bad now? Because I felt like it was bad before Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I think right before him. I think he came at a time when it was happening.
Yeah.
It was happening. It was I want to say a perfect storm, but an imperfect.
I don't think it's worse now. I think that it's been funky for a long time. Yeah, I think that we have more documentation because of phones.
Yeah.
And because of social media, everything's instant now. So, when something happens or somebody says something stupid, everybody knows immediately.
Yeah, no, I know that we all know that things have been, the things that we see now on phones and videos is not things that are new.
Yeah.
I'm talking more about the tone of people.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How just people feel so free to say the most ignorant and awful things, and how it seems like all of this stuff is like surfacing.
Yeah.
All of this negative energy and this kind of, I don't know, these race relations that I know we've seen worse. I know we've seen worse.
You remember like when AOL came out, and I remember I was a little boy and like we go into chat rooms. And it was like chat rooms where you had I remember my screen name was like Mercury X.
Was it?
03. That's a real name. And nobody knew who Mercury X03 was. So I'd go in there and just put all my cuss words and all my negative, dirty thoughts. I just throw it into the chat room.
We'll need to talk about those later.
Yeah, okay. So I think that the evolution of that now is like that's how people feel. It's like it's a glass not a glass wall. Actually, it's some mask that you can wear online, so you can say whatever you want. And the other thing is,
I do think social media is directly connected to
absolutely,
to this.
Yeah,
to
I think
this
it's fun for people
climate.
to get a reaction. I think a lot of people are lonely and alienated, and any reaction, whether a like or a dislike, it means something. It's like, at least people are paying attention to me. Everybody want to be a star. Everybody want to be seen. Everybody just checking, did I get enough likes on that last selfie I took? And then the other thing that I'm seeing now is like the word has almost no value. I could say something on this station right now, and then tomorrow I can say the complete opposite thing, and in a week everybody forgets both. So that to me is actually the part that is a little alarming right now. Especially, I can't imagine being like a 6-year-old or 10-year-old, and my parents are like, actions speak louder than words, and your word is everything. Word is bond. Word is bond.
Right.
You be like, no, it isn't, Mom. No, it isn't, Dad. It's really not.
Isn't that crazy? I think it's attention span, right? So people are horrified by what you said, and then 4 seconds later, they're onto something else.
Yeah.
So then tomorrow you say something else, and then the thing just keeps going.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what comes of it, but I do think it's a phase. We're like adolescents.
You're hopeful?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
If I wasn't hopeful, I wouldn't be alive. I have to be hopeful.
Is this chair bothering you? Is it too tall?
Oh, you see my lean?
Yeah,
you see my lean right now?
You can do it right there.
If I lower it, I'm gonna feel
small.
I mean, I feel smaller than
Micah, you look uncomfortable. No,
Here
don't go all the way down there. That's weird. That's just weird.
Is it weird? No, I'm good. I'm good.
Just weird.
Look it.
No. Somebody help him, please.
I'm good. Perfect.
Are you good?
Yeah,
I brought myself
I'm middle
down
class
so
now. I'm good.
Because you looked wildly uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I do think that social media, but you're hopeful. So you're hopeful. So what do you see? What do you see the turnaround?
I actually think that it's funny. I think humans are getting smarter. We just don't know it. It's like this.
Because the stupid people are so loud, right? Is that what it is? Since they're the squeaky wheel, they're the loudest right now. They tweet the most. They comment the most.
It is the squeaky wheel.
They jump on the news the most, as so.
Well, I think it's like, okay, you look at a human being. When you're a baby and you're a toddler, you go through different phases, the terrible twos, and then you kind of wisen up a little bit. And then you reject your parents when you're a preteen and a teenager. And then, again, you go off on your own. You're like, oh, whoa, maybe I should have listened to some of their advice. And then you become an adult. I think that's what all of humanity is doing, especially with technology. Right now we're in the adolescence phase. We're like, yeah, I'm going to say whatever I want. But if you look at waves, and I guess this is where my little comparative studies in race and whatever it was.
Yes, well, this will come in.
This is where it comes in.
This is where you know better than us.
This is what I know.
Yes,
I know a little bit.
Teach us, please.
Well, here's what's going to happen.
Please.
We're going to wisen up, and we're gonna go back to the word, and our word's going to mean something.
Do you really believe that?
Absolutely. I believe that. I honestly believe
makes me feel
there's
so
a golden
good.
age in humanity that we're going to see. The world is going to become a village. We'll be taking these, I think they're called evacuated tube technologies, like these little tubes that takes 45 minutes to get to China. And just imagine you can go 45 minutes, like almost like the PATH train.
Now you're talking crazy. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm serious. It's a little
you just
tube.
Took me somewhere weird.
It's a little tube, and it takes 45 minutes to get to China.
Is this in your imagination, or is this
no,
a real
this
thing?
is a real thing.
Okay.
The Chinese been investing in it. The reason I bring it up is because the world will become a village where you can travel like the same distance to the South Bronx right now. If I can travel there, then I'm gonna be closer to those people, and I think human beings are gonna start to be more in harmony than we are now.
We're not going to see that type of travel in our lifetime, though,
Yes,
are
we
we?
are.
We are.
Absolutely.
I could go to China in 45 minutes.
We got driverless
lunch.
cars right now in the Silicon Valley, just driving.
We also can't find out who killed Big.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying?
Is true.
So
This is true. No, I mean it's a mix, man. It all depends on what we do with our tools. Like if I think the French got a saying, they say like you can be possessed by your possessions. And so I think that's what's happening right now. But I'm like sincerely hopeful. Absolutely.
That makes me feel good. Do you have any like ETA on this change? Do you have like I just want something to look forward to. 5 years, a year,
here's
10
my
years.
guess. I wish I could bet somebody on this and make some money in like
I'm
40
a gambler
years.
by nature, so
I
we
am
could,
too.
if you want
I gamble on everything. Video,
tell me what
NBA
you're thinking.
2K,
I'll tell you if
everything.
I got a bet for it.
My bet right now is 2050.
Dang, that's a long time.
It's a long time, and I pray that we're all alive, but I think it's going to be wild.
34 years from now,
Here's
we're
why.
going to
Here's
get
a
it
few
right.
things I think.
That's very depressing.
Yeah, it is.
I
guess,
felt good
guess,
2 minutes ago. Now I feel terrible again.
I can't sell false hopes. I don't think it's going to be 4 years. It's going to be a while. Some things got to change. Like, I would love to see Americans know 3 languages off top. I think we got to know Spanish, French, and be... You know what I'm saying? And especially with the Latino population rising so fast, that's going to change the U.S. Then you look at the world, Nigeria is going to be the most third most populous nation in like 50 years. So just, and that's my little plug for Nigeria as always. But just looking at how that'll change the shape of the U.S. and the world, everything's gonna flip. And that's what people like Trump are afraid of. That's what he represents.
He's gonna be 100 years old in 35 years.
Yeah. I want those guys and all the old heads that I don't mess with. I want them all to go faster.
What do you mean?
You know exactly what I mean. They can get out of here, man.
Wow.
Make room for the new ones.
Yeah.
For real.
So are you participating in this election?
Yeah, absolutely.
You are voting. Have you endorsed anybody or no?
Yeah. Hillary Clinton. Yeah, definitely. There's no question.
Because of a belief in Hillary or just of anybody that can beat Donald Trump?
No, it's actually, if I look at it like, I want somebody who's qualified.
Yeah.
Right? That's the main thing. It's not who's the best dresser or who looks like a human. She's definitely bred and born and raised in politics.
Yeah.
Like certain rappers in NY, they are just like, they are rapping ass people. Like since they were kids.
Fabulous.
Yeah, since they were bred in that.
Right.
Like the parks, in the bedrooms, in the apartments. That's how Hillary is in politics. So what I'm looking for is somebody who's qualified, who I know can hold her own, who's sharp, who's done this before, versus somebody who hasn't done any of that. Like I'm looking at these pioneers right here. As a DJ, if you're hiring a DJ, you can hire somebody who's actually been on the tables before and knows it cold since they were kids, or you put somebody else on there who only knows iTunes and how to play the next song. That's what Trump is. He doesn't know how to do it, and he'll definitely bring World War III or IV or whatever world war we're on now,
and push that ETA probably back a few more years.
Yeah, and we ain't gonna be alive, and if he comes around, that ETA is gonna be too far. I saw Hillary years ago. I thought about Hillary when Barack was running against her. I had to consider it.
Really?
Absolutely, because she's sharp. I don't think, like, it's not somebody on my bucket list to.
It's just not about smart though. It's about, are you going to make the best decisions that we, for the things that we care about.
I actually think that I think two things that she's going to do. Hopefully, one, the tide has shifted. Before, her husband Bill Clinton was all about law and order, which Trump's doing that now, and they brought the 3 strikes rule, and she's apologized for that because it was horrible, detrimental to us. But I did look at her policies on mass incarceration, police brutality, things that I think I care about. Her policies on equal pay for women. I think at very least there's got to be more legislation and laws that deal with that. So in those two areas, in the women's empowerment, I think community empowerment regarding mass incarceration, I think that she'll do something. Yeah. Because now, you know why? I don't think it's all her. It's because the wave has shifted. So when the wave shifts, the politician got to surf the wave or they drown.
Yeah. The criminal justice reform is the wave right now.
Yeah.
Cross party line.
Yeah.
100%. And that's good. We got to keep it as loud and keep the conversation going as much as possible.
Absolutely. Even
so they don't go to sleep.
I think in Alabama, don't quote me, but there's prison guards actually joining the prisoners in the strike this year.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's definitely in there.
They had a thing here last Saturday. They were trying to get Rikers Island shut down.
Yeah, man.
There was a big
protest. Got too many people in Rikers. Yeah, so I mean, I think that if the people push it though, that's the thing we forget. We just put our hands up to somebody else. But I feel people now really understanding that we have to move.
I was just looking at that your fans are called generals, which I love, by the way.
Yeah, they named themselves. I didn't do that.
You didn't do that?
I loved it, though.
That's kind of dope. General with a J? That means that's like an army. Like, you got your own little army. Have you started putting orders out yet? Like, do you move them yet?
I do, but don't tell nobody.
Quietly you do.
Yeah. Because
you don't want them to come for you?
We still talking about the ETA. I won't make that ETA. But yeah, no, they named themselves There's the first one of the generals like that should be our name. So I love it. I love it. They definitely move. They alert me.
What?
Just different things like like the other day they alerted me about my Instagram story because we was at a strip club and somebody took my phone and they they showcased what I was doing. You know what I mean? And they're used to seeing me like.
I missed the story. What were you doing, Jidenna?
I was, doing what everybody does. What do you mean? I was enjoying myself. Yeah. But if they don't like, there was some generals.
On a scale of 1 to 10, enjoying yourself. Some people go, they chill, they eat a chicken wing, do a few dollars, they go home.
Yeah.
Some people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, some people
got the girl
go
upside down.
far.
No. 1 to 10.
I wasn't there. I was doing, an average strip club goer. I call it the gentleman's club, but
of course you do.
Yeah, nah. I mean,
with a J.
But the general, actually,
I know. Actually, that's pretty good.
All right, 15%. So so they alerted me. They were like, "Yo, some of the generals really don't like. They don't know if somebody's been filming you. Watch out. This is not good. You're supposed to be a classic man." And I appreciated the way that the generals were reaching out to me. It was like a comrade, like, "Yo, look out, man.
Right.
Your zippers, undone." It was dope. You got something in your teeth. But I told them, it's like this. The whole classic man thing, it's not like, I was a big fan of Styles P growing up, and he taught me gentleman and a gangster. The classic man thing, if you look at people from the jazz era, like Miles Davis, that dude run his mouth, cussed like a sailor, did all types of drugs. You look at Sinatra and the whole Rat Pack, they would call each other racial slurs as nicknames and drink all the time. They were drunks. So, and they dealt with prostitutes.
Like, don't hold me to a higher standard.
Well, hold me to the standard you held them.
Right.
So don't have a Miles Davis poster and a Sinatra poster like, "Oh, these are classic men," and there's Jidenna. "Oh, he went to a strip club." All right, come on, man. Let's get out of here, man.
Jidenna goes to the strip club.
Yeah. So anyway, I appreciate the general. Shout out, salute.
And then have you given them any orders yet? Are you organizing? What are you doing with them?
Yeah, I mean, I can't telegraph every pass. There's a no-look pass in basketball.
Fine.
I got a Magic Johnson a game a little bit.
All right. Well, I'll be watching. I love that name, by the way. The Generals is dope.
Yeah.
So I know you were in a rap group. I like that you were a Styles P fan. I'm a Styles P fan.
Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Yeah, is that one of your favorites?
Him and Jada, man.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it was it's as a kid, I always was drawn to the rappers I felt like were imparting some wisdom to me. I loved even people that people didn't see were doing that, like Busta Rhymes. It's like I could see the guys that were like my uncles, even though I didn't know them. Then when I meet them, they are like that.
Yeah.
Busta, Snoop was another one. But yeah, Styles, Jada, they really, there was something about the way I felt when I heard them. I was like, man, these dudes are the kind of guys that would look out for me. And I was a guy I would be around everything. I wouldn't be in everything, but I'd see everything. And a lot of the OGs would tell me to stay in school. They're like, look, man, I feel like you could change this hood. You could change the world. Stay in school. I felt like these kind of guys were the ones that would look out for me. Same type of characters, I think, when I talk to K-Dot, I feel like we're looking out for Kendrick. You know what I mean?
I get that. You had and everybody needs that. That's what we would that's our best version of our artists, right? To be able to do that.
Yeah.
To be able to inspire you and give you little bits to
hold
on to. You had a rap group when you were in 7th grade?
No, it was a little later. I think it was 9th grade.
Was it
Black
9th grade?
Spades, yeah.
Black Spades?
Yeah, not named after the gang. It was different.
What were you rapping about?
Man, what was I rapping about, man? I was rapping about a whole bunch of things I was not doing. I'll say that. I don't know. Whatever guns I thought I was picking up.
You were a gangster rapper?
Nah, I wasn't. I was a regular dude, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't gangster. It was just there were certain things I was doing, but I don't know, man. Probably the same thing. Girls,
strip clubs.
Strip clubs I was not going to, spending money or something, who knows.
You did
then I mixed that. I didn't, definitely my mom's money. And then probably just talking about, I still was like talking about changing the world and the same kind of things, African diaspora, blah, blah, blah. I've always been about that. I also produce. So when I started rapping because I was a poet, but I was so weak. I was the worst one in the neighborhood, and nobody would give me a beat. So I started production out of utility. I was like, I need a beat, so let me make one. And instead of putting myself on it, I actually put a speech from Martin Luther King and a speech from Malcolm X on it, on the beat.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the beginning, and then I started rapping after that. I was 10 years old when I first did that.
That's pretty impressive.
I've always had a certain respect for I felt like the leaders that came before.
Yeah. What's next? What do people need to look for?
Man, I think people are looking for a body of work. So I'm be putting out a body of work shortly. I mean, the album's been done.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about timing and other politics, but
It's just sitting there?
It's sitting there in the vault for real right now.
Are you frustrated?
No, not at all.
Good.
I'm not one of I'm on the sideline right now. I don't have that. I don't have that
Right.
story, fortunately. But I do relate to artists like that I've seen push through. When they've kind of had a little bit of some silence, like you think about J. Cole back in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
But his moves are amazing. His mixtape changed the game and really changed the format and inspired people like Chance the Rapper now to do similar moves with mixtapes. So I'm not worried at all. I just want to put out a body of work this year and maybe another one next year.
Well, this year's wrapping up.
Yeah, I got it.
So soon.
Yeah.
You have no dates to announce today.
No, I have no date. Autumn, winter.
But it's September, October, November, December. There's only 3 months left of
I know,
this year.
but like I said, I got things in the vault.
So when you say a body of work, you mean like a mixtape or something?
I just mean a project.
Okay. All right. So we'll get a project from Jidenna in the next 3 months. We'll look out for that. And then also, as we were talking about politics and voting and all of that, we have lots of links and lots of information on the website. So you guys could go to power1051fm.com. I know you've been encouraging people to vote and doing that as well. So do that. How many days are we from Election Day? 39 days to a new president.
Oh, man. I know that the first lady and the president are really excited probably to get out of office. Though. You know what I mean? They're
Totally.
like, wow, this is where we're leaving.
I think they're going to be phenomenal when they leave.
Are you kidding me? I can't wait to link up with them.
Yeah. Have you met?
Yeah. We've met actually on multiple occasions now.
Really?
Yeah, I've done some panels.
You're on the list?
I'm on the list.
There's a list.
Man, I mean, I've been to a few dinner parties. I was at Aaliyah's birthday party. I performed with Janelle. Yeah. I mean, these are the things I've been doing.
That's exciting.
It was really dope. It was really dope. They're exactly how you think they are.
No, I
actually
totally
they're probably
get that.
cooler than you think they are, and more grounded than people probably think. And then I did a education panel with the first lady, which was amazing. We brought me and the first lady
me and the White House brought.
No, it was like 130, 150, or 170 kids that were going to college for the first time.
Yeah.
But you know how it is, like especially in New York, I think the rate was like 77% of the children that go to college, this is a few years ago, and don't quote me again, don't actually make it all the way through. So it's not about going to college, it's about going through college.
Yeah.
So that's what we're speaking about.
So did you go to the Smithsonian?
I didn't.
How dope is that?
I didn't. That's amazing. Finally.
Everybody that know that, I know a couple people that were there and did some of it. They say you got to go for like a week to get like a full understanding.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Of the place. There's so much stuff in there.
It's huge. But I know they're excited.
Well, I'm excited to hear this body of work.
Yeah,
within the next 3 months.
There is one song in the body of work that's actually two songs. Chief Don't Run,
right, which
is more just a cultural street record. But Little Bit More, which is the first official single off the album. So Little Bit More is out on iTunes and on the internet. Buy it or steal it, whatever. Just get it.
Don't tell people to steal it.
Hey, I'd want anybody to have it. If you don't have the money to buy it, like I didn't, you do what you got to do. I prefer you buy it because it'd be better for me and all the people on the label that worked hard. But if you were broke like me as a kid, then you got to do what you do. But I Little Bit More to me is important because it's one of the first records that has that Afrobeats vibe that's really building the bridge across the continent from Africa to the U.S. and around the world. So I love the rhythms on it. I love the melodies of it, and I'm excited it's out.
And you can get it on iTunes.
Yes.
Or steal it.
No, don't steal it. Stealing is bad.
Yeah,
you can go to jail.
All right. What's up, Jidenna? Everybody go cop the music. It's Power 105.1.